Hey, we got the whole team here today. Brother Tom, Randall, Steve. We have a sewer problem, and I didn't have Johnny with me on this visit, so I had to ask Steve to help us out. So we're gonna dig up a sewer line right behind my mom's house. It's snowing, it's a beautiful day for this.
Yeah.
Let's get started. I would try to protect the sod, but honestly, that doesn't look like much, except for weeds. What do you think, Molly? What are we doing to your yard?
Tearing up the yard, aren't we, Molly?
Well, there's a lot of good topsoil right here. Now, my family usually has their Christmas celebration late, okay, so that we can all go visit the other half of the in-laws more near Christmas. So we got together yesterday, which was New Year's Day, and we got just ready to open the presents. Someone needed to go to the restroom, and they came back and said the toilet didn't drain. And of course, you first think, well, get a plunger, well, you know. But then we noticed that the other toilet wasn't draining.
Never a good sign.
Likewise, we noticed that the bathtub was filling up with water. So we did a lot of investigation, Steve. We had just replaced some electrical out here, and we'd actually broken this drain line. And so it was our thought that, hey, when we fix that, maybe we messed something up, so we got a snake and we ran it all the way up, 100 foot up the drain. We'll need to describe for our viewers a little bit how this drain is different than what they are in the city, and we can get away with that here in the country, I guess, and also because this was built in 1965. But there's a drain from the house, and then a septic tank, and then there's about a 150-foot run on the outbound side of the septic tank where it just drains into the open, and that's okay here. In almost every area, that's not okay. But there aren't any inspections or building codes here in this county, right?
Right.
So we can get away with that.
Be careful there. It's not real deep there. It doesn't feel like it.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to let you poke a little bit, Randall.
Yeah,
I'm pretty close to it there, I would guess. What, was that white there? Or?
White. Water going to the coast out here. That's not any deeper than I thought it would be for water. We'd have had to flood, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we would have. Here, I'm going to get some crumbs on this other side so that we can give you a way to come closer to me and see if we can find it up here. Closer toward the septic thing here and see if you can find it up here. I think it's to the west more, Steve. Or have you found it?
Well, he's either hitting the side of the tank or hitting the pipe.
No, he's hitting the pipe.
Right there's the middle.
Tell you what, Steve, I'll dig a hole on the east side of where we think it is, and then that'll work. Don't you think, Randall? I was planning to do the hole on the west side, but
yeah.
Now that we found that water line,
What was that? Whoa! That's the pipe. Scoot over and let me dig some of that out.
how in the world they hit it way over there?
Oh no, but here's it.
Yep.
Here's the edge where we're at.
Well, it sure seemed we sure had pipe going out to the other direction over down here because I was digging it yesterday.
White pipe here. What is that pipe? Is that?
That's water.
That's the water.
Okay, well, I'll keep going further to the east here and dig you another hole.
He stuck a tube through it.
Tom, I'm still wondering if I remember somebody being in here in the last 25 years. Seemed to me like I remember seeing dirt move within the last 25 years. I'm about done here, Randall. I'm going to get a little more of this. I don't know how close I am to the tank.
You're about to hit it, I think.
We don't know what it
We
is.
don't know what we're uncovering here.
Is this a patch? Is this a repair?
I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to get more serious about it here.
I'm sorry, I'm doing all I can with this thing. Steve, I really appreciate it, but this thing is going to take practice for me.
One of that valve needs to be looked at. Because like I said, the other motions work fine.
Yeah. There are two connections, so I was right about something going off to that other direction. So due to my foul up, now we got 2 repairs to do.
Now you got 2 in one day instead of 2 on 2 different.
Okay. You're the optimist.
That Y is cracked.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay.
Randall, you are doing yeoman's work. I really appreciate you in there digging.
Big time good work.
The rest of us old guys are really appreciating that.
Really appreciate it.
By the way, that's the reason I didn't let you drive the backhoe. Not because I was trying to enjoy the backhoe job, because I wasn't going to enjoy the digging job.
Well, I had forgotten about the Y.
Did I just hit it?
You
I
hit
think
the
you're on the
septic tank. You're hit the tank.
Those teeth stick out a long way.
I'd forgotten that Y. I'd forgotten that's done.
Well, you were 5, Tom.
I was 5. After I do remember it though. After I see it.
Well, the coupler's bad. I don't think there was anything wrong with that pipe till here.
Until I
But
busted
the
it.
coupler is bad here.
That looks like that thing's put in there with saccharine, where that coupler's
That's probably right.
going into that. Well, they didn't have saccharine then, but mud, concrete mud. Gosh, I am old, Steve. Before saccharine.
Just don't tell me you remember when they came out with dirt.
Yeah. If you're older than dirt, Tom, keep it to yourself.
I guess I was older than when Granddad wanted to admit we had saccharine. I will
All
say
right, the
that.
phone line's in here with that water pipe here.
Yes.
So, from the backhoe standpoint, a technique we're using here, my neighbor Rex actually taught me. I'm sure it's a standard technique, but he taught me, and that is when you're working by a water line, dig in beside it and dig deeper. Not just water line, but any type of line you're going to work on. Then when you're hand digging, you can just throw your crumbs in that deeper hole rather than having to lift all the crumbs out by hand all the way to the top. It also makes it easier to dig underneath the pipe. So I've dug out this scoop's width on the side here, and now Tom and Steve here are trying to actually expose the 2 pipes. Now, I messed this up. I messed this up due to ignorance because I didn't know that there was a second pipe. I knew that there was a pipe going this way. I found it with the hand shovel. I did not realize there was a pipe going this way. It never occurred to me, nor Tom, nor anybody else, that the Y from the 2 different bathrooms inside the house would have happened right here at the septic tank, rather than happen inside the house and have a single pipe running out this way. I don't think I can dig hardly any more over here. Do you think, Randall? I mean, I'm pretty close to that water line.
I don't think you need any more over here. I'm not sure what we got wrong there yet, Tim. It may just be that Y.
Yeah. Well, now we've got at least just the Y and the 6 foot of that pipe to replace.
And I'm sure we'll have to go.
Fetch that. We took the last of what Vince had just the other day. Here, Steve, I'll dig a minute.
Was that 4-inch?
I think it was 4-inch.
I got a whole bunch of parts left over.
I do think you can take a little more off the top over here.
Do we need to go any more there, though?
Maybe we don't.
I don't think we do. I think, like Tom says, that pipe, I think, is in good shape. We'd patch it right there in what's already exposed.
Stick that around that pipe, see how long that is, or how big around that pipe is.
How big is it, Tom?
4 1/4 OD. Probably 4 ID.
I think I'm
You're
safe
all right
for the
on
water.
depth.
I'm okay.
I think you're still okay, but easy now. Easy now.
What am I going to hit?
The water pipe.
Okay. Let me go up a little bit. I thought I was this side of it. Now what do you think?
Curl it up now, and I'll dig it by hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're about ready to get that out of there. We better tell somebody, I guess.
We're none flushing.
We're non-flushers here for a couple hours here.
That's probably about dug out enough, isn't it? To do what
Yeah,
we need to
I
do?
think so. Other than unless we, this is what he's talking about. We need dug out back here.
You can tell they were just fudging it on this, hoping it didn't freeze. Dug out the pipe and
They didn't want to go lower and go under it.
they didn't want to have to go under it, so it's like, it'll be all right.
Well, as far as we can tell, I don't remember it freezing.
Definitely not busting.
What was that about, a problem?
Yeah.
Blade not long enough.
Well, I busted it out here now.
That's what I was meaning was a problem.
Oh,
We don't
it'd
have
be
a
nice
longer
to.
blade.
It'd be nice to have a longer blade.
We don't have a longer blade.
Not bad. That'll work. I'm not going to do any more with that mechanical thing on that end. Oh,
What'd you do that for?
Yeah.
good question.
Oh, goodness. Well, that just out of yeah. Just out of curiosity,
Notice everybody stepped back.
will that fit?
We thought you was gonna have something brilliant.
That'll work.
That works real good there. That's a half-inch bigger pipe.
That don't work very good in there. We'll have to, maybe if we put a pipe in that, it's a little more raw there, guys.
Yeah, it's leaking out here in the yard, right here out of the pipe.
Oh,
I'm not sure where to grab it.
that wasn't it.
That wasn't it, no.
Now we got it apart, we'll have to figure out how to fix it. We've got the hole dug out now. We've went and got a bucket full of rock. The reason we're putting this rock under here is we don't want any of the loose dirt to settle back out under the pipes when we get them fixed. Now, we've cut both of these pipes. Turned out the angle piece, the 45, wasn't broken. We thought that's what was broken. Now the entry here into the septic is kind of broken, but it's all, looks like it was concreted together, so I'm not really sure that we're going to try to fix that. We're just going to try to shove that in there and make the best of it.
That didn't sound very good.
No, it's falling the rest of the way off.
As long as it'll go in there.
I was wondering if we could actually run a piece of that green pipe through that hole if it was a smaller diameter. And the answer is
I think it's the same size because that the way that Y is made, it's got a small collar instead of a big collar.
yeah. But this is even smaller than the.
Okay.
That was what I was dreaming.
But it won't go in there, will it? That green pipe
Well-
won't go in there.
it might have if I'd have.
Yeah. Okay. So we
But
need
not
this.
easily.
How long? 40.
It was
43
43
and a
and
half.
43 and a half. Yeah, and that's. I'm
Prob-
now
Let's get it
thinking
up
maybe
here
a
on
little
here.
shorter than that, Tom.
Probably
because
43 and a quarter
we
or a
have-
half inch shorter.
A
or
half
this
inch ain't
would be
gonna
the-
hurt. A half inch shorter ain't gonna hurt because we got
We
plenty.
got gads up.
And cut a half inch
coupler.
off of that one too.
Okay. That
all
was
kinds
not
of mud
good. That was really not good. I think it'll still work.
Unfortunately, that's our only other bell end.
Yes. Will that work? I think it'll cover it. Edit that out.
Put that up on top and put
Yeah.
the clamp
Put
over it.
it up on top and it'll be fine.
Everything can be fixed in editing, as long as your product is video. If your product is an actual sewer,
There's some magic I can't work. This might be one of it.
We mentioned earlier about how we're out in the country, we're a long ways from anywhere, so we were talking about it from a positive standpoint about not having some of the building requirements, building code requirements. The challenge is that we're not near any hardware store. It's what, 45 miles to the nearest Menards?
Yeah.
And it's probably 16, 18, 20 miles to the nearest hardware store of any significance. So I think we've got...
Especially on Saturday afternoon.
It's Saturday afternoon, yeah. There is one place here in the local town that has just a few plumbing fixtures just for emergency. That's where we got some of this stuff today, but so we have to figure out how to make do and create stuff. It's sort of like we're out in the bush.
Some from Steve's Supply House, which is where he built his building for the country financial.
We used on our last project.
Yeah, we used some, last time I broke a pipe with your backhoe. Yeah, we had some leftover pieces from that, and so we scavenged a few of those, and you know, we just try to make something out of nothing here. So what do we got here?
We got the split place on the side instead of on the top where we wanted it. Because we should have spun instead of...
Okay, that's the part we're editing it out. I don't know, reckon we have room for one more person, or no, maybe if we just slide this. Oh, I've naturally got this muddy already.
So does that make it still sag?
No, everything looks straight, but what I can see.
You can see into the septic right there.
Yeah. I believe that's going to work, isn't it?
Well, I think so. It's probably not the way the pros do it, and we'll probably get a lot of comments. Next time you guys can come work in our sewer yourself, if you'd like. Hey, I tell you what, we're about to get it here. Could somebody drive the tractor up a little bit and dump some back here?
You want to try stuff in the house before we cover this?
Tim, is it ready where I could go flush and see what happens, or have you not?
Well, sure.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
try that?
That's
It
fine.
ain't gonna matter either way. I mean, this is all we can do, and
No, if I flush and for some reason all that comes apart.
if you flush and all that comes apart, you better, yeah, go flush. There's all kinds of statements that I was coming through my mind, and I couldn't.
You
Yeah.
flushed, but we never even knew it.
It went down?
Yes.
We didn't hear any steel flowing through.
Okay, that's good.
Wouldn't we heard some water running? You need to hit it again?
Harder, harder.
What do I have to do to make it start?
Turn the key.
Neutral?
No, just turn the key.
Oh.
This is a 4,
Okay.
a big girl tractor.
Okay.
Nothing's happening, boys.
Seems like.
Is there a park brake, anything to do to it?
No?
Well, how'd I break your tractor? Turn the lights on. Plenty of battery. So 2021 starts just like 2020 ended and worked its way throughout the whole year in the sewer. You know, really, we had a pretty good 2020. It wasn't a bad year for us at all. We got to know a lot more people. We visited a lot of people through the year, even with the COVID situation like it was, and so it was really positive for us. We picked up 35,000, 40,000 subscribers, something like that, I don't know, and just really thank you guys for watching us all year, and yeah, 2021 is going to be better, right? We got her fixed, and one thing I'm noticing, guys, is it's looking better. But once we got to started covering it here, it looks better all the time.
It does.
So yeah, it's kind of getting dark here, and I think we're going to have to close this out, but hopefully this is the last we see of Mom's sewer.
Yeah.
I'm not,
For a long while.
Yeah, for
I'm
a
not,
long time.
I'm not looking forward to seeing that again. Steve, I really appreciate you loaning us your tractor.
Glad to help.
So yeah, it was. We had option to use the big case 580, but we were afraid we'd have just huge ruts right out across the yard. You might be able to see in the background there's water standing in the yard here. It rained a lot just yesterday, I believe, and it's been snowing a lot of this video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Steve, I know I've enjoyed having you here.
I've enjoyed being here.
Just a reminder, if you have insurance questions, for instance, let's say you're digging something like this and you broke it, tractortimewithtim.com/insurance. This guy answers all of those questions, and he does it promptly too. One time I saw him take maybe 36 hours to answer, but most of the time it's like that. tractortimewithtim.com/insurance, and we'll get you answers on insurance questions. This is a pretty major topic for all of us. Yeah, and one specific one I want to ask you. We had someone out the other day, in fact we do this often, we had someone out on our property and he was running his tractor on my mower and we were doing some mowing. Now let's say we had some sort of an issue. Was I covered?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, that's what I like to hear. No, this knock on wood or maybe, or it depends on the fine print business, you
That's
know.
why we went with Steve. Our last insurance lady would have said, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so actually that's what's comforting. And that means a lot to us, Steve, to be able to know that we're covered. And we do want to thank you for all the help you've been there. And Tom, Randall, you guys keep digging. Steve and I are going to keep talking. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.
I'm not in the hole. I've made it this long without getting down there.
Liar.
She ain't going like that, Randall. We're gonna have to get over here, but she don't have
No,
a
I
big
was
enough
t-
camera to
It was
handle
just
it.
when he says he wasn't in the hole. That's what I was getting at.
No, I
That's
knew
what
that.
Randall, you and me's the ones in the hole.
Yeah.